Well, howdy, how's it going? My non-disclosure agreement has officially expired, which also means that things are going to get a lot more fun for me. Robert MacFarlane and his band of cronies, Prima Luce and all that, that's going to be a different story because I'm the kind of guy who likes to settle out of court, if you know what I mean. So, hey, let's just go get started of how I got screwed out of $48,000 with the Prima Luce project, or the Prima Screw You project, I like to call it. Bob MacFarlane and his band of merry Decepticons have been running, selling units out of the building in downtown Fort Myers for, I mean, let's see, I used Google Earth to go back. It looked, well, they were at the property before, like 2018, I'm going to say, 2017, 2018, that this has been going on. My wife and I, we did not know this at the time. We unsuspectedly just were looking online and saw that there was a website and they're saying they're doing condo pre-construction. So we're like, okay, hey, let's check it out. We walked down to downtown Fort Myers, plain as day. It wasn't in a back alley somewhere. It was like plain as day, Fort Myers, downtown, and they're saying that they're going to do construction and they've got these beautiful units. Everything looked great. We got these renderings. Oh my God, it's going to be great. Oh, okay. So we talked to two people who we were involved with this transaction. Michael Montes and Sheila Clark. Those are the two real estate agents. Michael Montes seemed to be the guy that was like more connected. He seemed to know things. I guess he seemed to be the guy that was more part of Prima Luce. And then Sheila Clark was just another real estate agent. I don't know why she was even there, but she was there, I guess, to represent us. And then Michael Montes was supposed to be the seller agent, I guess. But it seemed like Michael Montes was the guy who knew everything. It was like you asked a question, Mike would know. Sheila didn't know anything. She was just like there to just, I don't know why she was there, like I said. So we go over everything. We go over everything, and we're like, okay, this seems like something nice. One thing we noticed, though, is the units, there weren't a lot of good choice units available. And they kept talking about price increases. Oh, the prices are going to go up. You got to sign today or the prices are going to go up. The prices are going to go up. So it's like, okay. You know, of course, sales tactic, hey, whatever. Nothing wrong with that. But the unit that we actually wanted was not available, and we weren't going to buy a unit in there. But then Michael Montes comes in and goes, "Oh, well, guess what? You see, there's this other guy who had a bunch of units, who bought a ton of units, and he lost everything in the hurricane because the hurricane had just hit. You got to remember, this is April of 2023, so everybody, the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, which did a lot of damage in Fort Myers, is still on everybody's mind. And he's like, oh yeah, this guy lost everything in the hurricane. He wants out of his deal. So chances are those units are going to be available. So what you can do now to lock in the price and lock in to make sure you get that unit, you can sign right now. It was in the contract. I'll show you guys a picture of what was written in our contract, just so you know I'm not full of shit. And it stated that in the event of those units opening up, which was called a San Lucido, that we would get bumped over. But the house or the unit we signed on was called the Ravello. Anyways, we had to write a check for $96,000. $96,000. Yes. Let me say it again. And it was kind of hesitant, but we were rest assured by Michael Montes that, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, it's just going in escrow. You get your money back. You get your money back. You get your money back. I asked him this, it must have been 10 times after we signed, because there was like a 15-day grace period, which it was like, you know, you could tell they were a little stressed. It was just kind of like, you know, okay, what's going on here? You know, I should have known better. Shame on me. But it was like, he kept saying, well, if it doesn't work out, you just get your all money back. No harm, no foul. But you got this condo that's worth all this money, so I wouldn't do that. We're gonna, you know, they're gonna be building it in the next month. We've got funding, everything's good. We're gonna be building it. It's gonna be building. So we're like, okay, we signed the check. They cashed it, of course, and it was put in escrow, and we had our contract. We walked out. Okay, great, we're getting a condo. So month goes by. We're like, all right, you know, nothing's really happening. That's weird. Another month goes by. Another month goes by. So we're kind of like, okay, what gives? You know, we're contacting Michael Montes because he's the guy that seems to know everything. Like Sheila Clark, again, she was just like in the background. She really didn't know anything. Michael Montes is like, oh, don't worry. There's a boat now from Hurricane Ian, which they didn't mention anything about no freaking boat when we were signing the contract. There was no mention of the boat. Now we got a boat. Oh, we got a boat. They got to, the FEMA, got to get rid of the boat, got to get rid of the boat, got to get rid of the boat. So it's like, okay, so once the boat is removed, then you guys are going to start building, right? Oh yeah, yep. We're going to start building. Just got to wait for that boat. So then, some more time goes by. This is now, it's still in 2023. Now we're flash forward to about August, and it's kind of like, all right, what gives? Things aren't, or things not working. And then the story changes from we have funding, we're going to be building, to, oh, we're still trying to get funding. When we signed, it was, oh no, we have funding. Don't worry. That's not an issue. We have funding. We have funding. So, that's all taken care of. So now that story then has changed. So now not only do we have a boat, but we have the funding. There's an issue with the funding. So then I'm like, okay, well, hey, maybe this is going to take longer than we realized, because my wife and I, we'd never done a condo pre-construction before. We just, from our experience with real estate, when you sign a contract and you buy something, you get something in return. All right, that's from our experience. This is definitely went differently. Then we go, so more time goes by, and it's like getting around Christmas time, and I'm seeing they're doing super sales. I mean, mind you, this entire time they're blasting marketing stuff. They're all over social media. They've got get 8% on your money, which I don't know how that's legal. How is that? Like, that's not an unregistered security. I don't know if they registered that with the security, the SEC, because I know that's not something you can just do. 8% doesn't sound kind of high. It sounds, it's tempting, but it's like, that is kind of high. It's kind of high, to be able to promise something like that. But hey, great, if they can do it, all right. So we're in December, and we've since joined the Facebook group, because we're trying to figure out, okay, well, what the hell is going on? Maybe we can get some information, in real time, instead of having to call these people all the time. So we joined the Facebook group, and we started seeing, oh, hey, we're selling units, big sale. We saw, real estate agents get your commission, get 3% commission right up front after 15 days, right of recession. We're seeing, they're promoting. And we go down to the office. There's always somebody there. The lights are on. So we're like, okay, well, hey, the lights are on. Looks like there's things going on. So, all right, well, hey, maybe things take time. Flash forward to February. Actually, January. When January comes, I'll go back to January. So this is January of 2024. We're like, okay, maybe there is something wrong. So we go see Michael Montes. We sit down with him. It's like, you know what? I'll give you all your money back right now if you want it, but we're going to be building it. The guy just walked in. The lender just walked in, that's here to do the funding, and it's going to be going vertical, and you're going to miss out. That's what they always did. They always said, oh, well, you got all this, your unit. I mean, the prices you got, you don't want to walk away from this, do you? So, of course, we're like, all right, we should have called them on it. Hey, hindsight's 2020. But then, so we leave, and then like the next month, we see a news piece hit on Wink News.
Losing money on a workforce housing project that may never come to fruition.
The developer on the verge of foreclosure. None of the 140 homes expected will be built.
To Bob MacFarlane, to develop into 140 homes. Half of them would be for the working class. So far, nothing has been built. The land's ownership was just transferred from MacFarlane to Fuse, his lender, so he could avoid foreclosure. He said Fuse plans on agreeing to a $101 million loan by the end of March. I could not reach Fuse for comment.
We should have put out a letter a week ago. Okay? I didn't think people would look at this and say there was a foreclosure. It wasn't a foreclosure.
No, asshole, it wasn't a foreclosure. It was a deed in lieu of foreclosure, which you did in July of 2023, which means you didn't own the property in 2023, yet you were still selling condos to build on property that you don't own.
In conjunction with Fuse to go forward with the current mortgage that we are working on right now.
Now I'm here off 1st Street near downtown Fort Myers, where the 2 Prima Luce towers were supposed to be completed this summer. Now Bob MacFarlane insists that he's going to be able to break ground sometime after March. I'm David Dorsey with Gulf Shore Business.
Up until this point, we never met Bob MacFarlane. We heard, oh, Bob says this, Bob got to okay that. He was always the guy in the background. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we gotta see what Bob has to say about this. But we never really saw Bob. But we saw him on the news. He looked like he was an old man, and things didn't look good at that point. After that news piece hit is really when the proverbial shit hit the fan. So now when this happens, everybody's freaking out. My wife's freaking out, I'm freaking out. And we start, of course, looking out, trying to find other buyers who are in the same predicament, because strength in numbers, because we know now there's trouble. This is not par for the course. This could be bad. So now we start calling everybody we can, or, oh, don't worry, your money's safe in escrow. And then we talked to, I believe it was Linda, and she's like, well, you do know that only 10% of your escrow is in escrow, or your deposit is in escrow. The other 10% was used in construction. And we're like, oh, well, okay, well, there was no construction, so that's got to be there. And she's like, yeah, no, it's not. So half of $96,000 is $48,000. So now we're like freaking out, because it's like, all right, you tell me we lost, well, we gave them 96, haven't gotten that back yet. And now only 48 of it is in escrow. So it's like, okay, this is really bad. So we start finding other people who are in the same position we are. And now it turns into this thing where we've got this group text, and Robert MacFarlane, we like scheduled meetings with this guy, and we have a big meeting, and he's talking, oh no, we're going to get funding. This is in February of 2024. And it was like, we'd have these like meetings where it's like, okay, well, how's this going to happen? And he could never tell us anything. He'd just go off into the weeds. Like, this guy would like just go off into the weeds talking about Mennonites and he'd talk about anything but the actual project. It'd be how he used to be this, and he's Jewish, and the Sabbath and all this kind of stuff. It's like, what the fuck does that got to do with you building a condo you promised and our money that we gave you, which is in the tens of thousands? What the fuck does the Sabbath got to do with that? And now we hear about Fuse Group, like Fuse, like who the hell is this? Like we bought a condo from Prima Luce, not Fuse. Now we got like Fuse Group owns the property now. It's like, well, who the fuck are they? You know, it's like, okay. So now like they have the property, like, well, how do they play into all of this? They don't talk to us. So it's pretty much Bob is the one who's talking to us, telling us, oh, everything's gonna be all right. Don't worry, just a little hiccup. These things take time. That's his coin of phrase. These things take time, right? And and we go so forth. We set up meetings with him, call meetings with him, and it's just all the same bullshit. He gets on the call, says, "Oh, everything, we're going to be hearing something next week. It's always next week," and basically, everything's going to be all right. Just kick the can down the road, and the next week rolls around, and it's, oh, hey, it didn't work out. I don't know why, but guess what? There's this new thing coming. There's always like a new thing happening, and pretty much, February, March. In March, he was saying, oh, he's got the funding right now. We got he signed the paperwork. All he's got to do is sign, and it's all good. It's ready to go. That fell through. April, May, June. As the months start going on, people start getting more and more pissed. And the owners start talking to each other, and there's a mixture of people who are like, okay, I just want my money back. Other people are like, oh, maybe he builds it. It was just, it became apparent to all of us that this situation wasn't good. And as the time went on, that's when I started looking at Lee County Clerk of Court, which I'll leave a link in the description. All these documents are there, where you can see all the transactions that have happened as far as the Prima Luce business property. You can see all the lawsuits that have piled up against Robert MacFarlane. As far as the people that were involved, it's like boom, 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 boom. He's got so many lawsuit cases. He's got one where he got in a car accident with some woman, and I guess he messed her up, and now she's trying to get over $2 million, and she was also suing Prima Luce. That's how it connects to my interest and my wife. There's all these, the person we found out, remember the person who, he lost everything in Hurricane Ian? That was bullshit. The lie detector determined that was a lie, because we looked and saw that he was suing Bob because Bob stopped making the payments, because he was promising everybody 8% on their money, all these returns, and he stopped making the payments on all of them. So everybody's now, the judgments and the lawsuits start piling up, and pretty much over the course of that year, all the lawsuits started piling up. Bob would do the, extension, and, change the lawyer, I need more time, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyways, after over a year went by, the judgment started getting granted, and Bob started losing in court a lot. And all of this stuff is in Lee County Clerk of Court. You can look it up yourself. It's all there. So now January comes around and I'm thinking to myself, okay, after the holidays, I'm getting my escrow money back. I'm at least going to get half that because I know this man is not going to build shit. He ain't building anything. All he's building is the case against him. So I was like, all right, I go in, I tried calling him. I'm like, I want my escrow money back. I want out of this. And of course, he kept saying, oh, well, if you guys want your money back, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. It was never an issue, right? Call up. Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, I'll give it back to you. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this more next week. Sure. All right. You know, James, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it next Thursday. I'll be available and we'll take care of it. So, okay. Let's call him next Thursday. Hello? Who's this? It's like, who is this? Huh? All right. I'm like, I need to talk to you in person now. We're not doing this over the phone. When are you going to be in your office? Okay, I'll be in the next Thursday. I will be in my office and we'll talk and we'll get this all sorted out and you'll get your escrow money back and all this kind of stuff. Da, 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 da. Okay. Thursday, I go drive my ass down to downtown Fort Myers, get parking, all that good stuff. And I go to walk in, and then I sit right down, and I could tell by the look of everybody in that office that they were like nervous for some reason. They knew it wasn't good. And, you know, look at him, he looks surprised. It's like, well, we did have a meeting at a certain time, you know what I mean? I hope you know you didn't forget, because I sure the fuck didn't. And it's like, I'm here, I'd like to get my money back, please, for escrow. How do we start this? Because I didn't know how to get my escrow money back. It's not like he tells you. It's like, oh yeah, I'll give it back. How do I do that? Oh, let's talk about it later. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of shit. It's not like, oh, okay. It's not like you can call the, the Ayala firm or Villalobos, where they move the escrow money around a bunch. You know, it's like hard to keep track of where they had, it's like, you know, the cups, you know, which one is it in? You know, they did a lot of that. But, you know, you go to you talk to them and they're like, oh no, we need one or two things. We'll get this. This is the only way to do it. One, you need Bob's signature, or two, you need a court order to get your escrow out. Those are the only two ways to get it out. So it's like, all right, do we go through the process of suing Bob, spending more money just to get the money that we're owed, half of the money that we gave him? So I go down into his office and I'm like, look, I need my money back. I don't give a fuck about your units. I don't care that they're appreciating. Great. You can keep all the appreciation. I won't be greedy. Just give me back the money that I gave you, the 48. Cause it was like, there's no way he was doing the 96 because I know his ass is broke. Or if he's not broke, he's very good at hiding his money because he has got judgments out the ass. I mean, it's like, I've lost count. It's at least 5 or 6 people have judgments against him, Prima Luce. And also, I need to point out that after me doing some research, I noticed that his daughter, Rebekah Barney, she's involved in this too. And if you look at, she's getting sued, by the way, by a ton of people. She's getting sued by, American Express. So is Bob. I guess they don't like to pay their credit card bills. And also, what else? There was something with a tree in front of her house. And also she's getting foreclosed on as far as a real estate property. And I found that really interesting. So I did some digging. The property, the Irving that I guess she's been working on. This wasn't a condo. It was another building downtown, which you can believe. They had Taos Garden, the Irving, and Prima Luce. All three? You're telling me all three are now like foreclosed? Really? Where was the city with all this? That's what I want to know. Where was the city? They're the one. Why do they keep giving these people these contracts when they clearly can't do it? It's ridiculous. And leave the unsuspecting victims to just go and get screwed. It's like if the city wants to play loose and fast with their money, then hey, great, go for it. Hey, the city councilman, the mayor, and all that. If you guys want to play loose and fast, hey, that's on you, dude. But as far as just consumers, we were consumers. We weren't investors. We were consumers buying products. We were not like that. That's not how this was presented. And then it turns into like we're investors. No, we didn't. We bought a condo. We didn't buy an equity or like a stake or we were buying stock. We were buying a condo, a product. And he did not deliver, nor has he delivered on anything else that I've seen. Taos Garden, that we saw that one of the city council people are like, oh, borderline's fraud.
And so for myself, it borderline. I think it borderline's fraud because he misrepresented his ownership. He was not the owner.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, it sounds like fraud to me. Borderline nothing. Sounds like fraud to me because we found out that he conveyed the land in July. He conveyed the land in July of 23 to Fuse Group. So he didn't own the land, but July, August, September, October, November, December, January. He kept selling units after he conveyed the land. How is that legal? How can you sell something you don't own? How is that possible? Or how is that not fraud? Maybe I'm no expert, but it sounds to me, that sounds a hell of a lot like fraud to me. But to go full circle here, if you go into Lee County Clerk of Court, you can see all the people that are suing him. You can see that the moving of the entity, and Jaxie Builder's suing him. The people who he I guess he started the pylons. They kept talking about the pylons as far as those pylons cost money, the piles and the seawall and all this kind of stuff, to try to explain where the money went, because now it's gone. It's mysteriously gone. People gave that man hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now it's all magically gone. Running costs and all this kind of bullshit. No building. He didn't pay Jaxie Builder. They're suing him because he didn't pay him for the pylon. So it's like, okay, let me get this straight. You spent the money on pylons that you didn't pay the people to do the pylons for, right? Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Does it make sense to you guys that he spent money on something that he didn't pay the people for? This is now, it's getting absurd. Going back to January, I saw that the property is going to be auctioned. So this January of this year, 2025, I'm like, I want out of this. Finally, after twisting his arm, after going back and forth, calling him, hey, it's like, what the fuck? It took 3 weeks for him to finally sign the fucking thing. And we had to sign a non-disclosure stating, and I'm like, this isn't going to be indefinite. I gave him 6 months. So he's had 6 months to give me back the rest of the 48 to make me whole. Me and my wife hasn't done it. So here I am. And I guess what? I love to talk. And I'm going to share this story and what's going on with this whole fucked up thing. I'm going to scream it to the rooftops. I don't dude, now it gets fun for me. Because I'm going to be relentless. It is going to be, I'm going to be a living nightmare to a few individuals, and it's only because they did me dirty and my wife, and also a lot of other people who saved money, put something into something, were told that they were getting something and got nothing in return, and now no one seems to care. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem I have. And I know a lot of them, maybe a lot of people unsuspectedly or unknowingly went along with signing an NDA to get out of the contract just to get half their money back. Not all, half. And the people who got half, they're the lucky ones. I've heard through the grapevine, there's some people, they gave more than half. So they've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm going to be doing this for all of them. It's the news, we got Dave Elias on the news and everything. All right. Hey, that's good. That's a start, but that's not going to cut it. We need somebody who's going to show what really went down and expose these assholes. And that is what I plan to do. So buckle up.